The White House's approach to tariffs is making headlines again, but not for its clarity or consistency. In fact, the only thing consistent about the current tariff policy is how often it changes, depending on the country, the product, or the political moment. Over the past year, the administration has imposed, removed, and then reimposed tariffs on a wide range of goods, often without clear explanations. From steel and aluminum to solar panels, batteries, and even electric vehicles, trade policy has shifted back and forth in ways that have left both businesses and foreign governments guessing. One week, the White House is emphasizing the importance of protecting American manufacturers. The next, it's easing restrictions on foreign imports to reduce inflation or secure diplomatic deals. This unpredictable pattern has raised concerns from economists and industry leaders alike, who say the lack of a stable strategy is doing more harm than good. Take, for example, the tariffs on Chinese goods. The administration kept many of the tariffs introduced during the Trump era, but has also selectively rolled them back in some sectors. While the White House says these changes are meant to protect U.S. economic interests, critics argue there's no clear framework guiding these decisions, just political calculations and short-term fixes. Then there's the case of allies like the European Union and Canada. At various points, tariffs have been placed on goods from these countries, only to be suspended later after negotiations. This back and forth has complicated trade relationships and made it harder for American exporters to plan ahead. Businesses that depend on imported parts or raw materials have had to constantly adjust to shifting costs and uncertain timelines. Farmers, manufacturers, and tech companies have all voiced frustration. Many say the lack of consistency in tariff enforcement makes it nearly impossible to develop long-term strategies. Some industries have faced increased costs overnight, while others have suddenly gained advantages, only to lose them just as quickly. From a political standpoint, the mixed signals may be intentional. Tariffs are a tool that can serve multiple purposes, pressuring other countries, signaling toughness on trade, or trying to boost domestic production. By keeping the rules flexible, the administration may think it has more leverage. But the result is confusion and unpredictability. Meanwhile, American consumers are also feeling the effects. Tariffs can raise the price of imported goods, which in turn drives up inflation. Though the White House has claimed that it's working to reduce costs for everyday Americans, some of its own policies, like tariffs on critical imports, may be contributing to the very problem it's trying to solve. Analysts say the administration is trying to walk a fine line. On one hand, it wants to appear strong on economic nationalism. On the other, it doesn't want to alienate allies or hurt the economy. But the constant shifts in policy suggest a lack of long-term vision, and that's beginning to wear thin with voters and business leaders alike. Internationally, trade partners are growing frustrated. Some have accused the U.S. of using tariffs not as a last resort, but as a default tool of diplomacy. This has led to retaliation, strained alliances, and delays in reaching new trade agreements. At the end of the day, tariffs are not just about economics, they're about credibility. And right now, the White House is sending mixed messages that are creating instability instead of solutions. Until a more coherent strategy is in place, businesses, consumers, and allies are likely to keep facing a bumpy and unpredictable ride through U.S. trade policy.